Hello and welcome to Let's Talk About, coming to you from Trinity United Church, Legon. We discuss all kinds of issues on Let's Talk About, issues and answers or solutions that will help us build ourselves and grow as Christians. Today, we're talking about challenges of aging. And from my left, we have Captain Retired and Sam. Yes. And then Ochamia Asumedu. And then we have also Dr. P.K. Fusu, Peter Kwabna Fusu. Yes, but today I'll call it just Dr. Fusu. And Doctor, I told you that we'll start with you. Now, when we talk about aging, what is it about from your medical point of view?
Aging from the medical point of view normally is normal physiological changes that comes with living longer. And so as we grow, there are changes that happens at the cellular level, at the organ level, then in the whole body systems. So aging basically is a physiological changes that happens as one grows. So you know that the size of your body when you were much younger is different as you grow older. Your voice changes, the color of your skin, your hair, your body size, and stuff like that. Your memory, sharpness, and all that changes as you grow. So basically, that's aging.
So in effect, once we are born, we continue to grow.
Yes.
Are there issues? Let me go to Captain. Captain, there are some people who don't grow normally, like the others. Have you come across people like that?
Yes, there is the biological age and also chronological age, and doctors spoke about physiological. Some people look 40, some people are 40, but they look like 80, because you look at the challenges they have, their movements, they behave more like older people than not. And somebody is 60, and yet he looks like 20, 25, and it's all to do with, the way that he has sort of a lifestyle is very, very key. Because for me, what I always tell the people I mentor, that the moment you are born, you start to die. And your body starts to deteriorate from the day you are born until the time you pass. And therefore, there are things that you can do in order to at least enjoy the time that you have by developing certain lifestyles.
So, Ochami, what are some of the things that you can What are some of the things we can do to help us grow properly?
I think exactly what Captain said. When you are born, the next thing to think about is when you are going to die. In between is your life. Yewo na ade eda wanim no eye owu. Nti wa woda ani wuwu da no mfimfin no. Ene ne abraba a obebo. Na abraba na obebo no obo ne se ubitimi ahwe wo ho so yie akora wo ho so ama waduru empempenso a enyini no a eye emfie no ebeto kora ohunam dua no ene wo mfie no ebeye pe. So senior captain eka no brofo no ana asema wodi busa no obi wo ho a wo hwe nanimu a ase akokora obebusa ni mfie a wadie no na obi aduasenum anti na ubusa won se ede na eba ne sa ena obi won so a nanumu asem a oka no e kire se wanyini enso na ni nipadua no esua na okwa kan mu a wo yesa yese wo ye empani nsem so I just say wo kasa te se pani enso wo nipadua no ese akoda. So moving from that level, you must try as much as possible to cope with your age, the behavior that you are putting up.
Doctor, if I understand Chiamia Sumedu very well, it means that there are differences in aging, as it were. You have physical aging and then the growth of your brain. So I think that the two should go together, because Jesus, the Bible says that he grew in wisdom, he grew physically in stature, he grew in favor with God and with men. It was an all-round thing. What do you think?
Ideally, all-round growth should happen, but we are different people made up of different genetics. So our body makeups are different. Like Captain said, you meet someone who looks 40, but a person will tell you he's 60 plus. It means that there's something that person is doing that is very good and keeping the body in shape. The person is not doing things that will contribute to him aging faster. And so it comes back to how are you maintaining the body. I always tell my clients that if God is going to give you 70 years, 80 years, 90 years, the body that will carry you, how are you maintaining that body? So it's something you may have to look at.
Mr. Captain Adisam, this comes to your court. Since Doctor is talking about some of the things that you can do, I know you are not just a retired military officer, but you're also into sports. Yeah. And so how does sports contribute to our growing world?
It does a lot, because when you are young, I'm a retirement consultant. So first thing I tell my people when they come, when you are young, you do so many things, or you put so many things in your body that at the end of the year, at the end of your time, affects you negatively. So if somebody has the vision to tell you that these are the things that you must not do, or you mustn't do, or you must do, it sets you up to be able to live longer. Sports is very good because, as you know, it develops the whole body. It gives you a lot of, it buys you age, if I could put it that way. It buys you. I try even at the age of 70 plus, I try to play hockey. I try to do things like that because even when I go for a walk and I come back, I feel different. I sleep well, and I wake up feeling very refreshed. So there's something to do with exercising the body and then keeping the heart going, keeping the muscles going, keeping the whole body in sort of in sync with everything else that you have. So there are things that we can do when we are young. When you get old age, like I say, is a dustbin.
It's a dustbin.
It's a dustbin of your life. If you have lived life very well, responsibly, it shows in your old age. Same as retirement as well. If you have planned very well your life, you can come to the end of your life not having the issues of stress and depression and all those things because you've planned very well. And therefore, in terms of psychological and also physical listening, you wake up everybody feeling on top of the world, which is what you need in old age.
Captain, let me find out from you as a sports person, what is the very good, which one of the physical exercises can we do most of the time? Because at a certain age, you can't afford to lift, weights. You can't afford to play football. But there's a kind of an exercise that you can do that will help you.
You can do everything in moderation. You don't have to do a marathon.
Okay.
You don't have to run because the streets are very hard. The joints are, so you can walk.
Good.
All right. You can walk. Normally, when I walk and I come home, I look for a nice piece of soil, and I water it, and I walk through the soil.
Why do you do that?
Because of when there is a storm, when we build houses, we have a conductor that takes the electrical currents, and the body also transmits the same thing. So you need to have the outlet, and research shows that if you do that, that's how our old people in the village they live longer because they were barefooted on common soil, and it allows the electrical impulses to be transmitted. I think doctor can confirm that later on, but this is research that has been proven. And when you do that, you will see that everything, your body sort of, stabilizes itself. So you can walk, you don't have to run. You can do brisk walk. When you come, you can do a few push-ups, a few sit-ups. It is better to do something very little than to do nothing at all.
Doctor, do you confirm that?
Yes. Exercise is very important. And I always say that it's better to do something that is sustainable than to rush and do one exercise that will keep you in bed for a whole week. You haven't played football in a very long time. You heard the guys are going to play football, you jump in. You come and lie down for a week and you won't get up. But if you start by walking, you walk 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then you increase the pace, you increase the duration. With time, your body will pick up. you got to a time you can walk and you feel tired. So the important thing is the consistency and doing what that is sustainable. That is what will help you.
So, doctor, scientifically, about how many minutes of work should we do every day?
They say 30 minutes, 3 to 5 times a week.
Briskly?
Yes.
Okay. So, that 1 step per second?
Yes.
Should be okay.
So I always also say that now the roads are very dangerous. You don't need to step out of your house.
That's my concern, yes.
I tried it. The way some car came to pass by me, I jumped into a gutter one day. So use the longest diameter of your house and do the brisk walk. You can do it from here, end to end. You just time yourself. Within 20 minutes, you start sweating as if you've run a marathon. That is effective exercise.
And these days on our phone, there's an app
apps, yes,
that would help you
Guide
to calculate how many steps you've been able to do.
Yes.
I just had one on my phone.
Yes, yes.
So I go around the house and I'm able to do a kilometer and I can
Yes,
see
yes.
that. Ochiambe, you look very athletic. Do you walk often?
Well, I do. My profession has been an environmental health officer. And you know, in those days, they call us tankers. Now, Papa tankers.
Town council.
Yes, in those days. So, Uber Nante, from house to house. And in a day, you walk not less than 5 kilometers, moving from house to house. You start at 8 a.m. and then you close at 2. So you can imagine the number of steps that you will be taking for a day. It's like the teaching profession. Teacher ni bi ojina school demo a ochra de bia okasa. Kasa fra no pa kania yeko school no pa ne awie na no pa dumiri wapon donko ne fa wasa akoto aso kosi no nan. Enti won se wo yesa no wo kasa bebre ana adwuma bia e de wo benante. Now, we share captain. Oh, say no city. We are retirement dada. Ne ho den. So je adwuma ye adwuma ebibia no apobudin etentene ewom. Nti adwuma wo ye no so no etoda eboa ewo wunyini no sania usi kura onipadua no efa. Nti ebibia no se adwuma ede wo tena faako office. Now with this air conditioning, luxurious car, air conditioning, you come to your house, air conditioning, unya effect kakra. Those days we didn't know. Nti krachi ni wu ayese be foku no. But environment no wo mu no. Hwe akuafo no wote villages no. Osura no pati tutu.
Kwafum.
Okwafum wote hwesuo. Okwafum okoye adwuma. Obi nante 7 kilometers out. 7 kilometers in. Akuafo no so no they don't rest until there is a bad day in court. Kwa kura say friend da bone. Nti ni tiri ye na say ote bompata na say benada bompata su da ho no e de benada nti kwa bena ye nkofum. And you say sada na obehome. Other than that, you'll be going to farm every day. So even at the age of 75, the person will go to farm even without a walking stick. You see an old man or an old woman with a walking stick, go and ask the age. He or she is around 80. But uba krumwa kache semunu nti no yeso ye lifestyle na sonko na edi enya kwan bi so eno nti ne ho akohia se yesore a ye be ye exercise na wo de wani hwe aburi kwan so ayi mensan bopo no akwa na wo hwe exercise a omo ya se fat no mo ben a omo ben ni 40% no mo asa de ensanfo ni gini 60% akogum. So at the end of the day, you've come back to negative 10.
Captain, I've been watching you when you come to church. You go around saying hello to people. And I think it's intentional, isn't it?
Part of it.
You see him, you walk from one place, say hello to the people. You don't often go for kuku, but you go there and say hello to them.
Yeah.
And it's part of the...
I come to the children's
service.
As well.
And it's part of the walking exercise. So we have no excuse, doctor, not to engage ourselves in some of the things that will help us as we age. Doctor, does eating the correct food help us to age properly?
Yes, it does. I don't know who said it, but we are what we eat. They've been making examples. Ochame made an example of people in the villages, how they walk and all that, exercises. And also, it's not just the exercise they do in their daily activity. It's also about what they eat. when we were younger, the things we're eating is different from what we are eating now. Now, a lot of fast food stuff, a lot of junk food. People no longer have time to cook and eat from home. We work far away from home, so you eat anything you lay your hands on. So that is contributing to most of the sicknesses and diseases we are getting, especially as we age. And you realize that we are not eating as much fruits and vegetables as we should. We are eating more carbohydrates, more fatty foods, and drinking more sugary drinks. I don't want to mention any brand. And that is affecting how we are aging. If we eat well, we age correctly. You realize that if you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, your skin even changes nicely. So we should eat well. It affects the way we grow.
Doctor, let me ask this specific question. It's for my personal consumption. The foods that we keep in the deep freezers and the fridges, are they okay? We go and take them, heat them, and eat. And we do that for convenience sake because we have to wake up very early in the morning, go to work, and come back. Time to cook and all that is not that convenient. Is it good?
I know that freezing foods is a good way of preserving food. We don't have the luxury of cooking every day like the way our parents used to do when we were younger. So I would say bring as much as you can eat now, cook it and finish it, instead of reheating the food several times. When you do that, you lose the nutrient content of the food and you won't get much from it.
Oh, so then what I gather is that we don't have to, a particular kind of food, put all of them in one bowl. You can separate them, the ones that you use on daily basis.
Yes.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
So when you take them out, you use them for the day.
Yes.
And then the other ones will be
It's still frozen.
in there. Captain, does aging affect sexual function?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Aging affects everything. Even the way you walk, even your gait, even your movement. Aging affects everything. What you were doing at the age of 25, you can't do at the age of 50. Most people cannot do at the age of 50. And therefore, if you get burnt out in the early years of your life, it's going to affect you in later years. One of the policies or things that is moderation in everything is better because you have a longer way of enjoying this. And no matter how old you are, body no be firewood.
What's the meaning of that?
Body no be firewood means that you are going to have feelings. Everybody has, even the person who is 100 years old has feelings.
Oh, Champion Simedu was telling us in the pre-discussion to this that he knew a man who was 96 years old.
My own uncle.
Your own uncle?
Yes.
He had a child at the age of 96.
He died at age 96. And the last one was 4 years.
So how does your own come in that with old age, sexually we are deficient?
There are exceptions.
Okay.
So
this man is an exception.
He has taken care of himself. He has taken care of himself. So I use the word, we burn ourselves out even by the time we are 40.
Okay.
Some of us. Okay. So it's like a marathon. If you burn yourself at 400 meters, you're not going to reach the end of the race.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is that you have the feelings, but your body does not respond. Your brain, everything responds to feelings, but your body does not. For a man, you can't get things up, and your libido is very low. Okay, so you have to go and see Dr. Fosu to ask Dr. Fosu for help, and Dr. Fosu will teach you how to do this and do that and do that and do that and do that and do that. So it is very important to time yourself, because even in your old age, the feelings don't go away.
Dr. Fosu, how come the 95-year-old, or 96 or 95? 96. How come he was sexually active and was able to get a child? Of course, the woman that he had a child with, you said was 50 years.
Yes.
Okay. Doctor, you have to explain this one to us. Because it's out of the normal.
Once the woman is still menstruating, the woman can have a child. The man at 90 6. Once you can have some level of erection, you can still have a child. There are sexual problems associated with aging. There are problems of erectile dysfunction. There are problems of premature ejaculation. There are problems with heart issues. You know, as you age, a lot of people have hypertension and heart-related conditions. That does not enable them to do the things that they want to do. But that does not mean that the feeling goes away. So once you get some level of encouragement from your partner, you can get some level of erection that will enable you to do the minimum that you can do. In any case, you've already run so many battles, fought so many battles in the past. So the little you can do now should be enough for now.
Please, we just want to remind you that you can send your questions and contributions to the panel here on YouTube and Facebook. You can as well send them to our WhatsApp line, and that is 050-157-9996. I guess it's on the screen. 0501-57-9996. Captain, this 96-year-old man and the 50-year-old woman, the man at 96 was able to have a child, all right? A doctor has explained the scientific background of it to us. And you said that if we operate in modesty, moderation, yes, you know, we are able to, you know, count it up and go quite a long time, as long as we continue to age. Apart from the exercises that we have to keep doing, and doctor has said we can do 30 minutes. Yes, brisk walking.
3 times a week.
3 times a week. And sometimes you have to try and do the walking so briskly that you sweat it out. Yes, and it's very important. Apart from that, can you suggest one other thing that we can do to help us as we age?
It's also about psychology. It's also about your mental state of mind as well. If you're in a good mental state of mind and you have a happy life and you have you are happy in yourself, I believe that it helps as well, because it's very difficult to increase libido when you are very depressed. And what doctor said was that if you have someone to encourage you, it's not just someone alone, but the things that you do to encourage yourself, to keep yourself going, to keep fitness, to keep your blood flowing. Because I believe all those things is about blood going to the right places. But the mental aspect of it, which we haven't opened up, is very, very key as well. And as a retirement specialist, one thing I find is that, you know, people give up on so many things when they come on retirement. But retirement is the time when you should be doing new things, great things, wonderful things.
Writing books.
You know. So things that make you enjoy, because when you are growing up, you are worried about career, you are worried about family, you are worried about all those things. So you are not actually doing the things that you enjoy doing. When all those things are done and all those other people's things are done, take care of yourself. Travel, enjoy yourself, take your partner, go out and have a honeymoon, have a second honeymoon, go somewhere, do the things that you were not able to. Go to Qatar, watch the World Cup, and have some memories.
Hey, Captain, this one that you're talking about traveling,
Or
Africans,
go to Kumasi.
it's not true about that.
No, do something different.
Okay.
Do something different to create that romantic environment. Okay. You know,
At least you can do some domestic tourism.
do the things that make
You don't have
happy.
to travel from here to Tamale.
No, you don't have to.
Yeah, there's a place around Abokubi where I live. It's called Sesame, where the Danes came, and that's where they kept their slaves. And then when they used their binoculars to check if the slave ship had come at Tosu, they would carry all the slaves by walking to that place. A lot of people live in Abokubi, they don't know even that place is there. I walked partly there and saw the place and read some of the inscriptions that the archaeology department had reinstated about the whole place. There are so many things around us that we can do to activate us.
Absolutely.
You know, activate our brains. If you can write. If you can talk to, but I think you should come to Mr. Sumedu. Is that not the reason why, as Christians, when we come together to fellowship, study the Word of God and pray, aren't we activating our brains? Say shalom and we go around It's not helpful.
We do. It's all part of the exercise, spiritually, physically, mentally, all in one. But earlier on, you asked Doctor about our meal, the food that we take in. And it is part of our strength. You go to the village. I will always set the village as an example because that is where the source comes from. The farmer, after a hard day's work, will eat raw tomatoes without any chemical, raw garden eggs without any chemical, contumely, pepper. You know, red pepper is also of a very high medicinal value. Ukwe kurasi ya table fre, na wapem na udi mekokoko etwitwirim. Na wasi said.
Hey, this man is teaching us things.
You know, there's an adage that eduabia enyina na epa obem. So definitely growing up, you experience some defaults in your body, but you need all this good food to replenish whatever you've lost. Enti ye kana sa na ye hwe ye didi nso yi ebra ye nyi no. So duane bi wo a ensese wudi a ensese wudi emfantifo o bebi omubu uchi nti de kwesi nti a menka de pekwesi na yi ni bi.
Hey, please explain it to us.
No, I mean I'm talking about hair shaving. If you don't have the same shape of kwesi, don't just go and tell the barber that you want that style.
Because they're different.
It will not fit you.
Okay, it's a different head shape.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
It will not fit you. But we copy wrongly. You better try and as I say you di chunk food. Sanya na doc eken. You better try and as I say you yesi. Adibi wa yesi eduani ya fancy umame yan tiefu mami buchi aso wuchi. Mitu mi nyami fufu a my free.
I hope say we need fufu na najo.
No. Me ni fufu na najo. It's part of me.
Good.
One will say baby a menyi pa. Men's fellowship for me so can say any baby me ensape no menyi che me.
Wow.
So hwe me body. Ebo after 4:30 I don't take fufu.
Good.
Enti ubehwe sania ubesi ahwe wadidie mu afa. And that is going to help you a lot.
Doctor, there's one aspect that often we overlook, and that's about intake of fluids and water. What role does water play in our development and in our aging process?
Water is very, very important. The reason is that if I can use maybe a vehicle as an example, the water coolant, the car cannot function without the coolant. And that is because the body is continuously working, generating energy, producing heat. The water helps to cool the body system. As the body heats up with our activities, we lose a lot of fluids through sweat, urine. The fluid intake also helps to restore or hydrate the body. If you don't take too much water, you realize that your urine becomes yellowish.
And that's when some people think, it's malaria.
Yes.
It's not malaria, it's
It's
lack of enough
dehydration.
water.
Yes.
Okay.
It's dehydration. It even gets worse from yellow, it goes to dark. It even gets worse from yellow, it goes to darker, it becomes a darker color. It means that the body needs more water now. You understand? Always use the color of your urine to determine how much water you need. The clearer your water, that should encourage you that you are drinking more. More fluids help the kidneys to function better. The kidneys are removing waste products from the body all the time. The water washes away, helps to wash down the waste products. And water also helps to prevent dehydration. When the tissues are dehydrated, it's unable to function. It even affects the brain, dehydration. That is why continuous water intake. In an environment where there's so much sunlight, where the body is losing a lot of water through the skin, we encourage about 2.5 to 3 liters of water every day.
And that's how many
That
of
is,
the sachets?
the sachet is about
pure water?
six
a day?
Yes, 6
So you
a
can
day.
take 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon?
Yes, you
It's
take
like I'm
gradual.
giving a medical prescription.
I don't know. So
Well,
water is very important.
Good. Now, so we're going to take a break soon. But you can still send in your questions, all right, and your comments to us by way of Facebook and YouTube. We give the number 0501. I guess it will be on the screen. I can't, in the spur of the moment, remember it. So please do send the questions in to us and your comments, and we'll gladly attend to them. There's Dr. PK Fusu here. There's Ochami Asumedu and Captain Retired Andy Sam. They will look at those questions for us. We'll be back in a moment.
With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians. With the growing challenges of life in light of both global and domestic development, the Christian is faced with the difficult task of balancing survival within a secular system and at the same time living a Christian life that pleases their Maker. It is for this reason that we need to have frank conversations on the many issues of life through the Christian lens. So, we bring to you Let's Talk About. On Let's Talk About, we talk about health, career, dating, marriage, family, divorce, politics, finance, and all the issues of life that the Christian is confronted with on a daily basis. Join us this and every Wednesday on the YouTube and Facebook pages of Trinity United Church Legon, and let's talk about life as Christians.
Yeah, welcome back to Let's Talk About from Trinity United Church Legon. Today we're talking about challenges with aging. Captain, I'm coming back to you. And I wonder, how does socialization help in our aging process, the efficient aging process of man? Socialization.
It's very, very critical. Because when you come on retirement, immediately you lose that infrastructure around you. You wake up in the morning, you know you're going to meet people. All right? Even traveling the trotro, you start from even traveling the trotro. And then you get to work, and then you're coming back home. So there's always that kind of energy around being around people. When you come on retirement, you wake up in the morning. One of the dangers of retirement is that you have so much time with nothing to do. So I remember when I was doing my research for this thing, I used to follow a gentleman who used to come to my father's place. And you get up in the morning, take his briefcase, and you walk to Wato Club in Business District and come back the day.
Wato Club in the Central Accra.
He lives in Tema. He said, my dear me, they'll take his bag. And then he'll walk and he'll come back. My dear, that was about 5:30 p.m. He cannot understand the fact that he's lost so many people. And therefore, socially, the research in America has shown that people who live longer are people who have maintained long-term relationship, people you go to school with. I have my military friends. We've had 52 years of being commissioned. We've been together for 54 years. We meet almost every 2-3 weeks, or at least once a month. We go to somebody's house. Last time we drove all the way to Gomwa at Champi to go and visit one of our chiefs, and we had a wonderful day. It makes a whole lot of difference. Then also, you know, I have my sporting people. Well, every Wednesday they play hockey. So every once in a while I go and join them. One, I sweat. Two, we talk rubbish. We have jokes.
We talk rubbish.
You know, we have jokes from school.
This one is just military language. You don't take it too seriously.
No, these are people that I've known since about the 1960s. You know, so you come back and then you look forward to the next day. You look for the next meeting, and it just lifts your spirits and makes you. For me, it makes me such a better person.
Ochambi, is that not the reason why we're a traditional person? You're surrounded by in Krasi Hall. You're by heart. No, we are trying to solve a mind, and we're just waiting for my mother to come and give us breakfast. He comes and say, "Now, Mama, where did you go?" Say, "You think you are my only children. I want to greet the other children." Is that not what pertains in the traditional setup?
In fact, let me be frank with you. Christianity has brought some of these things down.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm saying this because in those days, say obi uwa, ya komache, te say ya walking. No kwa komache, na otweda, kwa komache, adeduanai, obe mache, finshada, obe mache. But do you know something? These days, the churches has been able to convince all the traditional system and then put things together as one-time funeral for the disease. So even if it is going to be kept in the morgue for 2 months, and then everything will be done once and for all, that's all. I think you are getting my point.
I'm getting, but actually, I beg to differ. It's
It's
becoming very inconvenient these days.
So the socialization aspect you just discussed with Captain, the number has reduced. So far as village life socialization is concerned, it has been reduced through Christianity.
Really?
Or the religion. Yes. You know, it was the Methodist Church that banned wakekeeping in this country first. The Methodists. If you're a member of the Methodists, there will be no wakekeeping, but your corpse will be brought to the chapel at 3 a.m. till.
Ochame na se we dey anye Kristo asimbia.
There be me say. Anka kane no a na anchiachia no wo ho pii no. Ekura so kokura se a se me peduasa owo ya na omode gigi owo.
Na se owo mba utimi sori ku chia.
Yes,
so be prevent.
Eno so wo ho. Eno no ya wunya adaje enye se se wo sori na pa wo ku afum. So nanso obi ka ba bi dia. Eno de na wo lances. Utimi di chinchin a me ma me se pia no pa se obi aka ba bi o se o enu na so ma si aka ba bi nti okoma achia.
Nti obi ka ba bi o ko kuchi.
Anyway, so what you say?
Matthias.
Ahantina omo fabronya ho awe pan no.
Okay.
So me koma chiabo ene de wonya lances na odeko na akoye saade no. But senior captain kind, I do agree with him 100%.
Okay.
There's the need for that socialization. Don't lose your friends. Don't lose contact with your family members, both close and afar. If you say, sa nipa no ena edru sabe omrewa brum ana onkokora bomu a omuna ombeba aba ene wo aba beji wani ushi adamfo bi na oba men's fellowship ma chama will tell you we share jokes a lot. I just said something that there are only 3 people who are older than me in the men's fellowship.
Okay.
You go and find out whether it's true or not. So we do share jokes. You laugh a lot with these friends who are brothers and are fathers. And psychologically, it helps you.
Doctor, isn't that the reason why when we come to you as patients or clients, you engage us in talks? You just don't say, what is happening to you? And then you begin to give prescriptions. You have a chat with us.
Yeah.
And so it's very beneficial.
Yes. Social support systems are very, very important. You realize that people come to hospital all the time. They come on admission. 2 groups of people, one will come on admission. Even finding a relative to him get something for the person is a problem. The other person, people are coming in and out, and we are even begging them that they should give us time to attend to them. Among the 2 people, the one with a lot of social support, people coming and out, they recover faster, they are happier, they go home early. The one with no social ties stays for a longer time. And I think that when you look back, something may have happened that may have resulted in this. How do we treat our children? How do we treat our family members? How do we relate to our family and friends, people in the society, so that when you are in a difficult situation, they will go all out and look for you. So I always say that the way we treat the kids and the people, they also treat us the same way when things turn around. So, like Captain and Ochami have said, it's important to keep social ties. More so, as you are aging, you're already lonely, because when you are busy in the office, people are calling you, you are happy, you are lonely, you don't have no work to do, and you don't have people to chat with. It's very depressing. And so social ties are very important.
Very important.
Yes.
And Doctor, again, I want to find out from you, does overindulgence in medication help us to grow badly? Sometimes every little bit of headache, you want to go, nobody has told you go and take paracetamol. We take paracetamol when our head is aching, when we have a little pain in the leg, paracetamol. Overindulgence in medication.
So it comes back to the support system. People who are happy, have good social ties, don't like coming to hospital. They are sick. They will say that, oh, we did a lot of first aid, they drank water, they were happy, they slept, they woke up, they are fine. It's people who have, I don't want to say full-blown depression, but have issues with support systems, who are not happy, resort to a lot of medications. And these medications are broken down by the liver. So if there's nothing for them to do, it stays in the body and becomes toxic to the system. So I'm not someone who likes too many medications. If there are alternatives, in my place, people call me the herbalist and stuff, but I don't care. Because I think that if the problem can be resolved with lifestyle changes, why not? Give the person a chance, rather than writing medications from the onset, unless you have no option.
Thank you very much. That's very helpful. Marv, what is Marv, please? Okay, so Marv, I should read this. Marv warmly invites, I'm very sorry about this. Sometimes I get overexcited. Warmly invites you to the annual party, and the long-awaited get-together to spend time relaxing, eating, and bonding is this Friday. And this Friday is a holiday, isn't it? Yes, it is. The 2nd of December 2022. It's Farmers' Day holiday, so let's come and enjoy. Please remember, bring and share. That's what it's all about, to start planning what to bring. I'm looking forward to some Gregro. Oh, I see. In I can't recall, it's Achomo. Or it's Gan. Okay, well, so I'm coming back to Captain. Captain, before we had the discussion, there was a pre-discussion, and Uncle Gershon was saying that at a point in time, he traveled outside of this country because the heavy schedule of his work, and then he had gone on retirement, so he decided to go and take some rest outside somewhere. And then out of the, let me call it the overresting, he came back with a certain levels of forgetfulness, dementia, and all that. But after a while, he was able to overcome it. Do you assent to that kind of...
Absolutely. No, absolutely. When you go on retirement, the first thing to do is, everything is, I have plenty of time, I have free time. But that is also the danger, because what you do is that you stop thinking, you stop being active, and therefore your body atrophies, your brain atrophies, and you speed up that in your lack of cognitive effectiveness very, very quickly. You can't think properly. So it's very, very dangerous. And retirement is a time when you should actually, if possible, increase activity, because you have plenty of time. But then the activity should be things that you enjoy doing. Because for most of us, we work 40 years in a place, we don't even really enjoy what we are doing, but it pays the bills. So we go to work, every morning you wake up and you say, oh no, not today again. Stress for 40 years. You come on retirement, you must learn to try and get something that you like doing, what I call a labor of love.
Labor of love.
Yeah, and I always tell my clients also to let your vocation pay. There is nothing wonderful than something you do for free, but you get paid for it. The footballers do it. Shatawale does it. A lot of people in the sports industry, they play for free, but they get paid lots of money.
Is that what you call pro bono?
No, pro bono is free.
Free. Ah, okay.
Pro bono is this one. You want to do it for free, but I mean, I get tickets to go to Kenya, for example. At 4-star hotel, they pay me dollars. But in fact, I do the same things here too for churches for free.
Hey, Captain, you are favored. Wow. Kofi has a question. He says, please, is there an equivalent? This one is to Doctor. is there an equivalent to menopause for aging men? How can it be handled in a healthy way?
They call it andropause.
The men's own is andropause.
Yes.
And the women is menopause.
Menopause.
I was thinking different because men no pause. Anyway, please continue.
And it's part of the aging process where either they are talking a lot, they are talking about things that are not being discussed. They forget a lot, like Catherine started talking about it. They easily get offended. Sometimes they are aggressive, not because they want to be aggressive, but they are depressed. They have a lot of time, like Captain is saying, but they don't know what to do with it. They feel lonely, and people also, they think people don't understand them. These are people who have been very active for a long time, and all of a sudden, they are home doing nothing, and make things worse. Their sexuality is affected. Their joints are hurting. They are taking a lot of pills because now the hormones, testosterone levels has come down, and they are gaining weight. They are getting diabetes, hypertension. They are taking a lot of pills that they didn't used to take when they were actively working. So these things complicate their matter and make them behave like the way the menopause people behave.
Thank you very much.
Let me also
Yes,
add that,
please do.
The loss of status from my people who, in the 20 years I've done retirement, 2025 I've done retirement, that's the key one that people suffer a lot, loss of status. You're a director in a company, big company. You say go and it goes, come and they come. And maybe you spend so much time out of work, out of the home, that then one day, all of a sudden, you are coming home, you are spending time in the home. Maybe you have not even developed the home environment very well. The Minister of Home Affairs is there. The IGP is there.
Okay.
And because you've lost your control in your workplace, then you bring your wahala and you want to boss. It's always going to be a problem. The loss of status is very, very painful. All the things that we've spoken, the loss of status is very painful for when the men come on retirement. That's what makes them all very, very depressed.
Thank you so much. There is a question by Reverend Dr. Martin Obing. He says, Chambi, this one goes to you. Since we are all aging, what counsel must the youth take note of while aging? And he continues by saying, thanks panelists and hosts for the lively discussion. What counsel must the youth take note of while aging?
Mpenifo se okona se obi abodwe se ehia na wasensu asi wodi ho.
If you go, somebody's beard is burning.
Yes.
You have to fetch water and put by your side. You never know when you also will be burning.
Exactly. Enti eba ne saa ube ben mpenifo ube tie afutuo de ye kan nyina no si de oni bi no okoto se obi tu ne bafo a na wagina ntwonom na wate na so na wotie.
Ochambe, what is chono?
In modern building, you say corridor. Can it can it cross a dino? Or say ye see dino, ye ja a pono a two, ye two feminine a ton a sorono. A double so a feminine washer. Now, Uvremua, a dining behind and say like a corridor, you pass before you enter the house, and that is what is called into room.
Okay.
And to coffee na nipa. Adwembone wo mutimu a omunni asempa wo fie no opie no kofi a okogina odunto no mu a na wagina ehwe se otie se ye ka na ho asem e wo fie ho a na ogya din pa ho a e na nke bebo nti wo obi a wonni obi no otie se obi tu no bafo a na wagina ntwo no na wate waso so that you pick some of the advices and then you use it nti de ya femu no a mpanimfo nyina ehye a omo ka no eno na obefa na so odi abobra now quickly let me chip in about nya ubusa captain rest e ade a ehia se obinya emre pa na wahome na wahome me de example sometimes me timi da 6:30 p.m. me do me phone na me beto silent na mada I have enough rest. Me make sure say me 8 hours to 9 hours. Menya. Na me sorry be say 4 a.m. kra. Me okay ade chia. Now, I move on.
It's a wonderful ingredient.
And at the same time, my dear, once you are aging, I hope doctor will bear me out. Your sexual libido will be rising up as compared to women, which will be coming down. Sabre na wo pese ebia wo ne wo yire eye bibi no. Ono so wanyi ti se wa. Nti afi na ono so obeye me de kire. So na Jakiso nti wa ye ho na wada saa. Nti wo da saa no anso no. Na eti se wase wo sekan na opiso de kofum na sekan na wuntimi fam kofum fo na otwe na animu nyina awe na achen. So enti yesre ema no so ya munya daje ma ye. So na ewo mu se omo abrede if you say obey me bia wo ne wo yire be adwuma wo be ko pension no sanya wo abre no wo yire abre chensa if you say adwuma wa ye no wo fie bra wo ko adwuma 60 years na wasan ba no wo expect say wono na won san sidie ma wono aduane wonye bibia nti ma no bre chen me ma no in a way na obehwe so na saa oba kuri ya no me ba awo me kwa kohwe me ba na ogya wo be ma no no okọ sabe no wo manyina anyinyi a omo so ogya wo okọ. Your children are gone either for jobs or for marriage. But the moment the lady or the woman hears that, my daughter has given birth, teach you those who fly outside the country. It's not helping the men.
Baby, bisa question. I say, few doctors are giving chats. So many patients. Oh, in Japan, I hear they have introduced grandma's corners in the hospitals just to talk to people. Should we not introduce that here too, doctor?
You realize that a lot of people come to hospital, especially the elderly. They just want to come and chat. They'll put pressure on their children. Fameko. When they come, they want to chat. It's because people are not engaging them. Their kids are grown. They are either in the university or they are working. They leave in the morning. They come back late. They are left all alone at home. They are bored. What would they be doing? So when they come and they engage the doctor and they go around the hospital, they are happy. So it means that something is wrong. If the kids will have even time once a week or once every 2 weeks to take them out, I think they'll be happy. So you see, the life expectancy is increasing. So people are living longer. So we really need to plan for the elderly. If we don't do that, very soon we will all get there. And the same things they are going through, we will also be going through the same thing. But the narrative should change. So it's a good opportunity. It's a nice question, but it's a good opportunity for us now in the helm of affairs to plan for the elderly so that by the time we get there, things and systems are already in place to support them.
Okay. Now, Gershon, yes, Uncle Gershon has a question. This is an insightful discussion. Please, is there any reason to be apprehensive about aging?
Not at all. It's just change management. It's just like going to school, JSS, or going to boarding house for SSS. It's the same apprehension you have. Every time you do something new, you're going to be slightly, but there's nothing that should worry you.
It's just a stage of life.
Stage of life.
Okay.
And just accept it as stage of life that you need to learn, you need to relearn, you need to readapt. Okay? And therefore, you need to adopt certain things. For example, this issue about grandpas and grandmas, we haven't got to a stage where we have that, though we have the care homes. The care homes have now proliferated, so you can go and, sometimes it's only for a day, but you can have it for a long time. But I believe in doing it yourself. I wake up in the morning, especially when it's mango season, and it's this thing. I pluck my mangoes, I come and sit in front of my gate. Everybody who passes, I'll give them a mango. I'll stop and ask you a question. I'll stop and, chat. All the kids. Then when I go on my walk, that's when I do my shopping. I will stop at every shop and I'll talk to people. Last time somebody came to me, one of my daughters said, "Hey, Captain, he said, no, are you Sunday?" Last time I heard that they were talking, I said, "This old man, he talks to everybody." So you can do it yourself.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait until grandpas and grandmas. And when you get to old age, you need to leave a legacy. You don't have much time. So make a difference in people's lives. Go out there and make a difference in people's lives. It's very, very critical.
Doctor, I have a two-pronged question for you. One is from me. How about those, they've reached a certain retiring age, and then they go to their workplaces and reduce their ages, and you see them struggling. All right, that's the number one. And then the second one is by Eugene Cranting. He said, Doc, what exercises would you prescribe for the aged? So 2 questions.
The aged, they can walk. They can do normal walking every morning. Someone can go with them. They can walk around the house. They can exercise their brain with how do you call it? Those
games.
Yes, yes, those games. They can engage the kids.
The puzzle games.
Puzzle games. They can engage the kids. They can do stretching exercises, not too strenuous, but a little bit of stretching. The important thing is the consistency. I think they can do that.
Can they go to the gym for specialized attention?
If they will get,
Okay.
why not?
All right.
There are gyms where they have special exercises for over 60s, 70s. So if you have a very good instructor, they can plan those particular ones for you.
So how about those, Chami? How about those who they've got into the retiring age, and then somehow they go to make some fictitious things and get their ages downsized? Are they helping themselves to grow well or badly?
It's a very bad practice. It's a very bad practice in the sense that the body itself, when it gets to your real age at 60, it's like a river or water running out, and then something blocks it. It has gotten to a point that it has to force its way over that material. And so, one, you are short of innovative sense. Strength-wise, you are down. And then, within your workplace, people begin to be pointing, accusing fingers.
So you're overworking yourself?
Yes.
Much to your own disadvantage?
Yes.
Hey,
So,
doctor,
so it's not the best.
Doctor and Captain and the chairman. Now let's talk about football. There are some African football players, they say they have their football ages. And they are far older than that. When they go play football, what are they doing to themselves as far as the aging process is concerned?
So during my first under-17 World Cup I watched was Odatelante's group. 95, yeah. I realized that most of our Ghanaian players were much older. Their counterparts 10 years down the line were still playing good football.
That's the Europeans?
Yes. Our people were retiring home because the injuries were not healing, they were not getting better, so they have to come home. You can't cheat nature. You can't cheat nature. It will bounce back to you. So we need to do the right thing. Now, if you do that, you'll be caught because now technology makes it possible for us to know your approximate actual age.
They will check on your bones.
Yes.
Do they do scanning or something?
Yes, MRI.
They will know.
They will know.
That this guy is 32 and he says his football age,
Yeah.
Black Star 16.
Yes.
Oh boy. Now this is Ken. What foods would be recommended for people who are aging? And what foods wouldn't be recommended for people who are aging? Sorry, doctor, we are just pushing you to.
As a general rule, as you are aging, because your level of activity has come down, you need to cut down the amount of carbohydrates, fatty foods you eat.
The carbohydrates are the starchy.
The starchy foods, okay. Yes. Cut down the quantity and of food you eat, and eat a lot more fruits and vegetables. Drink more water. Avoid fixed drinks and stuff like that. Drink more water. Eat natural fruits and vegetables. You should be fine.
Okay.
And you see, avoid eating late.
Eating late?
Yes.
As for that one, Ochami has passed. He doesn't eat his food late. You eat it in the morning, don't you?
Anytime.
Except 4:30.
Yes.
Except 4:30.
Except after 4:30.
Well, we need to, if you have more questions, please send them to us by way of Facebook and WhatsApp, and then the YouTube as well. We give the number to you. I can't readily remember, 02157, So get to send the questions to us, and then we'll tackle it as the doctor and Chiami and Captain is here. Now let me go to Captain. Captain, are you still coaching?
Yes. Coaching in what sense? Sports or life?
Football.
Yes, I do.
And what are some of the things that you teach? The last time that I saw you at Trinity, you were organizing some children here to play football.
Yeah, that was the Easter. The Easter.
Yes.
Easter, yeah.
Why did you do that? Do you take liking to children and mentoring them and coaching them?
Yes, I do a lot of mentoring. I mean, right now I'm touring schools as a mentorship program, teaching them about purpose and making sure that you know exactly. So if you find the reason why God created you to come and live, it makes life a lot easier. But even apart from that, for the past 2007 to 2016, I screened 600,000 kids throughout Ghana and gave 50
How many?
scores. 600,000.
Hey, this is
And
phenomenal.
gave 50. The Black Stars third goalkeeper, Manav Nuruddin, I scattered him at Abasokai. So yeah,
This is our captain.
that is in 2012. You know, so it's about giving back the legacy that I'm talking about. And apart from that, I have a consultancy, life skills consultancy, where we also do, and I give a lot of books to school libraries.
Wonderful. Ochami, isn't that a very good advice? Whatever we are involved in, you said you were a son, your profession.
Environmental
health officer.
Aha. So whatever we are doing, can't we have something on the side? So when we go on retirement, for instance, we can keep doing to help people.
It's very, very, very helpful. I, for one, I got myself trained in journalism, and so I'm with GBC. I've been with GBC for the past 20
We
years.
see you do the Akan News.
Yes.
Wow.
I've been with GBC for the past 20 years, and I'm still with them. I now host the adult education in Akan. But aside that, I think we must engage ourselves in leaving a legacy. For instance, I've written a book, as Captain just mentioned, about idiomatical expressions in Akan. These days, the way our youth used to manage our language,
Hey.
just you see, although culture is dynamic, but you copy the right ones. You don't just blend it anyhow. So, like, can it, Obeka say, Ubiewa, or say, Nipa Smesi, or Kobi, or Wadani Binkumso, and now, or Hine, or Koekura. So, Ubia Tupia, Afejain. Those idiomatical expressions or wise sayings makes your long talk short. At the same time, it shows how versatile you are in the language and the depth of your wisdom. So those books are out there for people to read. I can't remember some when Osofukisi was managing the TUC. I brought about 50 copies to be shared to the youth.
Doctor, will you affirm that?
Yes, it's important. Doing something you're passionate about, and like Captain said, getting paid for it in some way, somehow, it's important. We also do a lot of health screening and health education, and I think talking about men, it will be good to talk about prostate issues. As you are aging, your prostate gets enlarged. Then at some point, it starts giving you problems. You tend to urinate much more frequently than you should. The urgency with which you feel like urinating also increases, and you go and urinate. You are done urinating, but you feel that there's still a lot more urine there to come out. And sometimes you feel like urinating, you go and it's not coming. This, you can wake up several times in the night, sometimes up to 10 times in the night. And it's very worrying for our men. It affects their sleep. So as you are aging, one of the things we recommend that people do is to do regular screening, health screening. The fact that you are not sick is good, but you also need to know what is happening to the body. Someone said we spend more money taking care of our cars than ourselves. The narrative should change.
Captain, somebody is asking a very personal question. He says, Captain, I should ask you about the Aspire Football Project. What is it?
The Aspire project was to try and, it's called Football Dreams, to try and give Ghanaians the opportunity, with talent, opportunity. And like I said, we screened 600,000 kids in from 2007 to 2016. And we offer them, I mean, they don't have to pay for anything, we pay for everything. After you qualify, the 50 of them, they went to our academies for 4 years in Qatar and also in Senegal. And then we take care of them. Every year we send their parents to go and visit them. We take them to also then play for Manchester United and other places just to give them a taste. And a lot of them have gone on to play for the national teams. And like I said, one of them is actually with the Black Stars now. And it was part of something that I've done for my own children. My own children have also retired as footballers.
You mean your biological children?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
They're all professional footballers, and they're still in football. One is UEFA, the other one is football broadcaster in Qatar, right, as we speak.
Why do you have to bring your children to church for us to see them?
They have come here before, but
oh,
they
really?
don't come here long
Oh, you should introduce some of them to
I
us.
will do so.
Because they're always outside. When you come, you hide them in your house.
Yeah. So Manaf is the one who have gone on to actually be, obviously, in about a couple of years time, he's going to be the number one Black Stars goalkeeper.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I'll clap my hands to that, Captain. And to all who has helped us this evening to discuss this wonderful topic about the challenges in aging. Mr. Sumedu and Dr. Fosu. It's been a wonderful program. I hope not too many questions came up because this has been very educative and a knowledgeable subject. And people were feeding in with the things that you were talking to us about. It's been a lovely night. And next week, we'll be back here again. I think we'll continue with the discussion. And so that will be the time. Now that you have a lot of information, next week when we come, you should be able to ask more questions, and then Dr. Mr. Sumedu and the Captain will answer all those questions for you. It's been a lovely night. Do have a lovely night. Thank you so much. And next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m. is another time. Bye for now.